Out. Okay. Should we start?
Give me one more minute to try to reach Barbara.
Okay.
Yeah, we did have a few people show up a little earlier than anticipated because of the blurb that went out that it would be opening up at 30 minutes past the hour. But that's actually not the case. We actually start the service at the top of the hour and we open up a few minutes early, 10 minutes or so, usually so that we can all just say, hey, how's it going? And, find out where you're from and a little bit more about you. So that's kind of what we're kind of dealing with at this point. So a little miscommunication. We apologize for that. And it did kind of affect a couple of our members.
Hey, Carolyn, let me ask you, where do I write my whole name? Or it comes from my computer?
Well, Charlotte, just so you know, your name is showing up very nicely and I can see you very nicely.
But
So
it doesn't say Charlotte Million.
well, we'll just announce that you're my sister and my name's up there and everybody will see the name Million. We'll just ask them to kind of copy and paste it over to your name.
Are you
Okay, well,
on a
I don't want to be held
Charlotte?
responsible for any terrible things I say. It's my
Are you
sister's fault.
Are you on your computer, Charlotte?
I'm on one of them. I'm on my
Okay.
laptop.
If you go up in the upper right-hand corner, there's three little dots up there.
Yes.
And if you click on that, you're going to find rename.
Oh, those dots.
Yeah.
Split view, slide over, and full screen and close. I don't see rename.
Well, don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. Have you been able to get a hold of Barbara, Patty?
She's trying to get connected.
Mm.
She said she's just having trouble. So I told her my email to her has the link that I just sent this afternoon. So hopefully she'll be able to find that.
Okay.
Well, while you're all gathering here,
Yes.
I'm just gonna brag, or I don't know if it's a brag, but I want to show off my t-shirt here and just say, hey, we are capable of the universe.
Wow.
This is a t-shirt I bought.
Nice.
Like Thomas Aquinas. Matt does have a few things online you can buy that kind of promote some of the things he does. But this is my favorite long sleeve shirt that I have. Keeps me nice and warm in this weather. But it's nice to see people and have on my chest, we are capable of the universe.
Wow. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
All right, we got one more person coming in. All right. All right, that is Leo. Welcome, Leo. All right, we're going to start. What is creation spirituality? Honoring all of creation as original blessing. Creation spirituality integrates the wisdom of Eastern and Western spirituality and global indigenous cultures with the emerging scientific understanding of the universe and the passion of creativity. It is both a tradition and a movement, celebrated by mystics and agents of social change from every age and culture. It is also the tradition of the historical Jesus himself, since it is the wisdom tradition of Israel. The record on. So at this time, we'd like to take the time to introduce ourselves. The best way to see everybody is to make sure you're on gallery view, and there's a double line usually in the middle of your screen that you could slide one way or the other to make gallery bigger or to make your slide bigger. And if you don't know how to do that, we'll help you with that. We sometimes use the chat button at the bottom of our screens when we have questions, responses, or comments. We usually have sharing time in small groups. And I think I have something still on there from before, so ignore that. We're going to have small group discussion today. Okay, so this is where we all join the circle together. So this is when we're going to each take a moment to introduce ourselves out loud and start with the name that you wish to be called, the pronouns you'd like used to refer to you, where on the planet you're speaking from, and the names of the ancestors who lived or have lived on the land you reside on today. If you're uncomfortable introducing yourself out loud, you may use the chat box to introduce yourself. And if you don't know who the ancestors were that lived on your land before you, you can go to an app called native-land.ca and you enter your location and it will tell you where the ancestors who lived on the land before you did. As you can see on my screen here that I've got it written on there already, Manahoac and Shawnee. So I'll just finish. I'm Lori Crockett. Use the pronouns she and her, and I reside today on the land that previously belonged to the Manahoac and the Shawnee. And I will pass it to Carolyn.
Thank you, Lori. And as I've entered in the chat box there, you'll see my name's Carolyn Million. I use the pronouns Kikin, which are non-binary. Thank you, Robin Wall Kimmerer, for those. I hail from Alameda, California, which is the land of the Ohlone people. Charlotte, are you ready for me to pass to you? You're on mute. And you're still on mute. All right. Well, we'll give you a chance to take a look at that and I'll turn it over.
Okay, I finally got it.
Oh, okay, Charlotte.
I'm just like a complete Luddite where this technology is concerned. So you're lucky I can find anything.
Good word choice.
Thank you. I was an English major.
Was too.
My name is Charlotte Million. I'm the older, more bossy sister of Carolyn. I live now in Texas, and I don't know. I have to look up who the native peoples of Texas were, but you can figure it out. And what else? I live in a facility. I'm institutionalized, and I was I'm sorry. I can't remember the question. So she, her, I can't.
You got it. She, her, you got it. And you're hailing out of Texas. What city are you in Texas?
Well, technically it's Prosper, which is near Dallas.
Okay.
Or Frisco.
Maybe offline we'll look up the indigenous people of that area so we know for future.
Yeah, I can look that up later as well.
Yeah. So that's what we're looking for. So do you want to pass it to someone in particular? Or you want me to help you choose here? Because I know I don't know about your view that you have.
I do have a good view. So let's go to Sylvia.
I'm Sylvia Dis. I go by she, her. I live in Potomac, Maryland, on the lands of the Piscataway near the Potomac River.
Welcome. Pass to someone else.
I'll pass it to Shelley.
Good evening. Thank you. My name is Shelley Gilchrist. I live in Minnesota, and I'm she, her, and it is the land of the Anishinaabe and the Lakota people. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You want to pick someone? You're on mute.
Sorry. Okay. Yes, I'm passing to Tom.
Okay, my name is Tom. Just call me Tom. My pronouns are he, him. I'm from Central Illinois, specifically the Bloomington Normal area where Illinois State University is. The ancestors who lived on this land were the Kickapoo. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Welcome.
And I'll pass it to Patty.
Thank you, Tom. My name is Patty McGrath. I use pronouns she, her. I am in Rome, Italy at the moment, not at my home. The native people here were indigenous Romans, and they were not colonized. So at home in Maryland, I live in Potomac, Maryland, 5 minutes from Sylvia's house. And so I live on the land, my home is on the land of the Piscataway and the Piscataway Conoy peoples and the Manahoac. And I will pass it to Carol.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Carol, and I'm connected from Hampstead, New Hampshire. And this is the land of the Abenakis. Thank you.
Welcome.
Mhm.
Pick somebody else.
Oh, sorry. Patty, have you had a turn?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I'm not paying attention here. Maybe Leo?
We have Leo.
Leo, yeah.
Jacoby. I live in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Traditional land of the Ho-Chunk and Menominee peoples. I use the pronouns he and him. Charlie.
Welcome, Leo.
My name is Charlie Dorset. I live on the unceded land of the Osage that was taken from them way too many years ago and repeatedly since. My pronouns are they, she. And Cheryl.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cheryl. I'm in Seattle, Washington, and I just looked it up. It's the ancestral lands of the Coast Salish people, which is an umbrella term for Puget Sound area, including the Duwamish, Suquamish, Stillaguamish, and Muckleshoot. And Seattle is named after Chief South, who was Duwamish. And I'm passing to, oh, I think that's it.
I think it is. I think it is. Welcome. All right, welcome to everyone. Now Charlie's going to tell us about the third principle.
So every month we like to feature one of the 12 principles of creation spirituality. As we're going into the third month, we're surprisingly on the third principle, which is God is as much mother as father, as much child as parent, as much God in mystery as the God in history, as much beyond all words and images as in all forms and beings. We are liberated from the need to cling to God in one form or one literal name. And on this principle today, we're going to be talking about panentheism and kind of focusing in on a way that it is being used in the world to try to make better, and namely philosophical and legal animism, where we try to grant personhood to various aspects of the land and to various aspects of nature in order to use existing rights structures to grant rights to the world. We're going to be talking about that when we get to our content a little bit later on.
Great. Before we go on, Barbara has joined us. Barbara and I think we've lost her. Oh, Barbara, would you like to unmute and introduce yourself? You're not unmuted. Great. There you go.
Oh, gee. The meeting is over. I'm Barbara Nash. I live in Catonsville, Maryland. I'm in a retirement community now at Charlestown. It's a large one, large community. I've been, I guess, creation spirituality has really been just a wonderful experience for me. I had been raised and educated in the Catholic tradition, but found myself very disillusioned. And then when I came upon this, it was just a breath of fresh air, and so, so meaningful and so positive. And I have absolutely no technical ability, and that's why I'm here when the meeting is going to conclude.
Oh, no,
But
that's
I'm
all right.
here. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I did or didn't do. But anyway, let me not interrupt anymore. And it's
We're
nice to
glad
see.
to have you. Welcome.
Well,
Welcome.
and if I could just say, Barbara, you're actually here at the beginning of our meeting. There was a misprint on the start time. So
Mhm.
we're not getting ready to end. We have just started. So
Oh,
welcome.
wonderful. Oh,
Mhm.
well,
Good.
that's nice.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Lori, I can't see the screen. I mean, the slides.
Haven't
Okay.
gone anywhere.
Okay.
I can still see them.
Yeah, they look good to me too.
Okay. All right. Then that's my problem. Okay. Good.
Okay. As we now have welcomed those who are sharing this virtual circle with us, let us move deeply into our connection with our creator or source. You're invited to take a few slow, deep breaths. Invite your body to relax and to soften anything that has become too tight within. Shake yourself out a bit. Become more comfortable in your skin. Follow the rising and falling of your breath. Center in your personal rhythm. Invite yourself in your own way to turn your awareness toward the vital life force that is within and all around you, and the vital love force that binds the universe together. Hold a moment in stillness with me. Let the stillness surround us. Invite yourself to become present to the deep reservoir of life that resides in this stillness. You may get your candle ready to light as a symbol of this renewed connection with our Creator. If it feels comfortable to you, we invite you to light a candle. You can light a real candle or hold the picture of a candle up, or find a candle on your cell phone and hold that up, or you may even pretend your thumb is a candle. All of these lights remind us of the one light, the first light, our connection to the first beginning, the great flaring forth of creation. We now acknowledge this light and remember that everything in the known universe has its origin in a single point of light. We stand together in the light of creation. My cat has decided to join us. Okay, at this time, we'll do honoring the directions. And you may do this seated, or you may stand up. I used to have a chair with wheels. That was really easy to just turn to each direction. So that's what we want to do. So first we will turn to the east. Guardians of the East, we call upon you to watch over our rights. Powers of knowledge and wisdom, guided by air, we ask that you keep watch over us tonight within this circle. Let all who enter the circle under your guidance do so in perfect love and perfect trust. Now, please turn to the south. Guardians of the South, we call upon you to watch over our rights. Powers of energy and will, guided by fire, we ask that you keep watch over us tonight within this circle. Let all who enter this circle under your guidance, do so in perfect love and trust. Now, please turn to the West. Guardians of the West, we call upon you to watch over our rights. Powers of passions and emotions guided by water, we ask that you keep watch over us tonight within this circle. Let all who enter this circle under your guidance do so in perfect love and perfect trust. And now we will turn to the North. Guardians of the North, we call upon you to watch over our rights. Powers of endurance and strength, we ask that you keep watch over us tonight within this circle. Let all who enter this circle under your guidance do so in perfect love and perfect trust. Now, Carolyn will help us in body prayer.
Thank you, Lori. And body prayer embodies two things. One is we have usually some kind of verbal element, but we also have our bodies working. So those of you who've gone to other services, it might be that you stand up to sing. It might be that you do a lot of listening, but I don't know how much you actually do dancing. And so what we do here is we really want to embody all of who we are. So that's not just words, it's also body prayer. What I've done for today, given our theme of panentheism, is kind of rewrite the words a little bit to a song that I think is going to be familiar to several of you. So I'm just going to start off here by singing the chorus and have you listen to that. And I think you'll probably get the hang of it pretty quickly. We are one with creation. We embody source's love. We are one with creation. We embody source's love. And we spread our love energy below and above. And they'll know we are united by our love, by our love. And they'll know we are united by our love. So I think that this should be familiar to many of you. So I'm going to go ahead, assuming that many of you know this song. We're going to sing it through twice together, the chorus, so we can kind of get the hang of it before we start integrating a little bit of body prayer with it. So sing with me now, and let's make sure we're all on mute. Okay? All right. We are one with creation. We embody source's love. We are one with creation. We embody source's love. And we spread love energy below and above. And they'll know we are united by our love. By our love, and they'll know we are united by our love. All right. Hopefully all of you are on mute. I said we were going to sing it twice, but I feel like once was enough. So now we want to go ahead and see if we can't put in a little bit of hand motions with this. All right. So, and I invite all of you to kind of work with this on your own. But for me, what I'm envisioning is we are one with creation. We embody source's love. We are one with creation. We embody source's love. And we spread our love energy below and above. And they'll know we are united by our love, and they'll know we are united by our love. We are one with the Spirit, We embody Source's love. We are one with the Spirit. We embody Source's love. And we spread our love energy below and above. And they'll know we are united by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are united by our love. Now we're going to look at a verse. All right? And if you know this song, you probably know this verse. We will work. This means you need to sing with me because you can see the words right here. You already know the tune. Don't cop out now. All ready? All right. We will work with each other. We will work side by side. We will work with each other. We will work side by side. And together we'll spread the word that deep love must abide. And they'll know we are united by our love, by our love. And they'll know we are united by our love. Let's work on that verse together, and we want to work with each other, and we're working side by side. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know. I just feel like I'm really close to my compadres here, and I want to squeeze up next to them. And then, of course, and together we know the word, the deep love must abide. So let's try a little bit of hand motions. I'm going to also take a look at what you all doing to see what kind of energies and imagination you have for that. All right. We will work with each other. We will work side by side. We will work with each other. We will work side by side. And together we'll spread the news that deep love must abide. And they'll know we're united by our love, by our love. Yes, so now we are united by our love. Thank you. And next, Charlie.
So we have joined together in a virtual circle. We have opened the conscious connection to our Creator. We have enlivened and embodied our spirituality through body prayer. And now we come to a chance for each of us to start where we are, to name what is so for us right now, to take stock of what is present with us in this moment especially. We are going to be using the chat box for sharing. We ask that you be respectful with what you learned from someone else and hold confidentiality to our circle. As we honor as a way of honoring where we are, some of your responses will be read aloud. Take a moment of stillness with me to notice what you are bringing with you to this time of connection and community. We start our journey down the path of awe, wonder, and gratitude, the first path of the Via Positiva, where we experience those very things and ask ourselves, where have we experienced awe, wonder, or gratitude this week? Please use the chat box to write in your answers.
The glory of so much good work to do. Well, there are riches of opportunities now, aren't there? Lovely, new, ... The witch hazels are blooming again. yellow, orange. Playing with my two nephews, 11 and 8, who live in Rome. Celebrating my son-in-law's birthday. I am in awe of this moment of connection amidst so much angst. I heard Academy of St. Martin in the Field in concert last night. Gratitude for the support I received earlier this afternoon from a friend on the board of a conservation organization. In awe of spring springing crocus, daffodils, Daphne and Adora.
And we continue our journey down path 2. And we ask ourselves, where in your life have you experienced darkness, letting go, mystery, or loss this week? This one's a little personal for me, I'm sorry. You can name any darkness, mystery, grief, or loss, or things that you do not understand. This is also a place to mention any grief, sadness, regret, or loss of others that is stirring in your heart.
Fleeing of others, as exhibited by 47. I grieve the loss of rights by my trans siblings in Iowa. Questioning, who am I? How can I make a difference? This is so big, so much trauma, so much bullying, so much letting go of norms of civil behavior. I offer up prayers for the Ukrainian people who continue to suffer at the hands of war. Ashamed of my country's leaders. We now side with despots, dictators, and autocrats. I grieve the anger and hate. So many colleagues at the Treasury Department and the Federal Service threatened by a theatrical billionaire with too much power. Sadness for the vulnerability of Ukraine's president. Huge transfers of monies from the have very little to the have way too much.
In the midst of so much change, we turn onto path 3, the Via Creativa. And we are called in different ways to give birth to new creations. Please name 1 or 2 places where you have been called to give or to create. The places where you are being called to expand your creativity. This is also the place to mention others who are giving birth to new things and express your support for them.
The one life keeps inspiring my work with boundless creative and energy. Creating and presenting workshop at my UU church entitled The Guru in You. Excited to teach a class on evil starting next week for creation spirituality communities. When I get home, I will drive to wherever I can to work on the House special elections, not giving up. Making music and singing together. Connecting to people who may be able to help us organize the good fight against the tyrant. Was so pleased to be able to meet with my state legislatures in Olympia, Washington, along with other educators and labor union members seeking funding for education and livable wages for working people. I have been invited and accepted the invitation to communicate nonviolently in a way that reduces the polarization in our culture. Was so pleased to be able to meet with my state legislature. Oh, sorry, I already read that. New yard sign, compassion is our king, wisdom our queen. So much creativity.
And now we take that step onto the fourth path. This is the place to name the transformation taking place in yourself and in others. It is also a place to honor transformation taking place in our culture, our earth, our social institutions, and our deepest understandings. It is also a place to name and remember the transformers that have inspired you.
Hoping to create a welcoming and safe sanctuary at my UU church. So many people opening their eyes to see the real harm happening in the world and joining the cause of justice and freedom. Big love to Jeremy Taylor, dream worker, social advocate, lover of justice, education, and equal rights. Howard Thurman. The failures of our country may open a space for others to flourish and grow stronger. Readying to live simpler, spending time on the really important battles. Bless Matt Fox, Jeremy Taylor. Thank you, Matt, for 84 years and an ongoing, amazing, energetic flurry to help us meet these challenging times.
If you would, please join me in a moment of prayer. Infinite love, eternal source, never-ending wisdom. Our physical being is born of star stuff. Our immortal being lives in the breath of our Creator. We are the beloved children of the One. You hold and welcome us as we are, your blessed and beloved creation. You join us in times when we are filled with awe, wonder, and gratitude for being able to talk to others, to witnessing the beauty and glory of spring breaking through the snows and bringing new life to this world. You comfort and connect us when we feel alone through loss, through the struggles we're feeling under the current administration, to the struggles that we're feeling in our personal lives. You inspire us to bring forth essential medicine for the soul. You offer creativity that heals and rejuvenates us, from yard signs to poems to singing and songs, to writing to speaking out to just showing up. You call us to justice making and to live beyond ourselves in service to the communities that we are a part of. And being able to speak to the politicians, to going out and standing in the many protests that are happening across the country, to just being a constant voice to all those who hear and see us in defiance of the wishes sometimes that we would not be there. You embrace us just as we are in this moment. Blessed be. Amen. Carolyn?
Thank you, Charlie, for that. Well, now we're going to go back into a place of body prayer, and we come back to our now familiar tune. So we're going to sing the chorus together, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our verse. So let's start off with the chorus. We are one with creation, we embody source's love. We are one with creation, we embody source's love. And we spread our love energy below and above. And they'll know we are united by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are united by our love. So this is going to be familiar because it's very much like the verse many of you already know, with a few little tweaks. So if you feel like singing it with me, please go ahead and do that. Or if you want to listen, you can do that. Zoom allows us to do both. All right. We will walk with each other. We will walk hand in hand. We will walk with each other. We will walk hand in hand. And together we'll spread the love that permeates the land. And they'll know we are united by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are united by our love. So when you want to walk with somebody, what do you do? Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? We want to walk along here. So you walk however you want to walk. I don't know how you're walking in your space, but I know my shoulders are moving, my hips are moving, my feet are moving, my legs are moving, and I expect all of you to do that. I don't care if you're sitting down. I still expect you to do that. This is body prayer. This is not let's fall asleep, okay? Are you ready? We will walk with each other. We will walk hand in hand. We will walk with each other. We will walk hand in hand. And together we'll spread the news that permeates the land. And they'll know we are united by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are united by our love. Again, we will walk with each other. We will walk hand in hand. We will walk with each other. We will walk hand in hand. And together we'll spread the news that permeates the land. And they'll know we are united by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are united by our love. We are one with the Spirit. We embody source's love. We are one with the Spirit. We embody source's love. And we spread our love energy below and above. And they'll know we are united by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are united by our love. Thank you. All right, I think, does it go to Patty?
Okay. So this is a poem we selected for a sacred reading for tonight. And it's from a brand new book, Kitchen Hymns, by my favorite beloved poet, Padre Gotuma. Do you believe in God? I turn to you not because I trust you or believe in you, but because I need a direction for my need. You, the space between me and death. You, the hum at the heart of an atom. You, nothing. You, my favorite emptiness. You, what I turned away from and will turn to. You, my ache made manifest in a dress. You, silent you, what my friends saw as they died. You contain what's not containable. You, shape of my desire.
I almost hate to break the silence because it's such a beautiful pause after that, just kind of embracing that stillness.
Mm.
And we know within creation spirituality that we believe that God is in all things and that all things are in God. That's basic panentheism, that the divine is in all things and all things are in God. Even in that stillness and that silence and that gap after that beautiful poem. So today, we wanted to turn your mind to one of the ways that that interconnectedness, that God in all things is being realized in the world today. The religious scholar Graham Harvey said that animism is believing that the world is full of persons, only some of which are human. And that definition has come to be standard throughout the the religious studies classes and has made its way into the practical groups that are practicing various forms of animism. And the most powerful way that this is starting to affect people is that some ecological groups have started to adopt a philosophical form of this, where they're talking about the way the land and the rivers, the way their ancestors did, that these are persons that are worthy of respect. But even more than that, it's maturing and growing into a legal movement because persons have rights in our law system. And so if you can argue and prove in a court of law that a river is a person, then there are certain rights and responsibilities that are granted to it. If you can prove that the ground, that the mountains have rights because they're persons, you can, using the existing legal structures that we have, look at ways to protect the earth and the world around us. In New Zealand, the local Maori there used a court case to get rights over the Aotearoa River and were granted permission to speak in guardianship over the river because they were able to show that their tradition was so pervasive and so strong that they were the guardians of this river and they spoke on behalf of this person because it could not speak for itself. And they got rights for that river. We also see this happening in South America, where they're working down there to give rights to the earth itself, showing the personhood of the land so that someone has to speak on behalf of the land before mining rights can be doled out, before we can do certain things to it, that we have to respect its rights. This is a powerful way to work in relationship with the world, with the earth, with the rivers, the mountains. It's also a way that's under danger. In just a minute, Patty's going to talk to you a little bit about this. But while some impressive victories were won, of course, challenges have been made. But I want to invite you, before we get over to what's going on in the world today, just to invite you to think about your relationship to the plants in your life, the trees, the birds, the animals that you see around them. For those of us who have pets, you know this just intrinsically, you see the personhood of those animals in our lives. And just think how much it would change the world if we could grant that same respect and relationship to all of nature. It's a powerful way to think. Patty, you have some updates on all these stories.
Yes, thank you, Charlie. Thank you so much. In Ecuador, Ecuador was the first country to have its constitution amended to establish the rights of nature. And in Ecuador's Amazon forest in 2019, and most of this is led by indigenous peoples. The Sicopai people sued to prevent the Rio Magdalena project from mining in the Los Cedros National Forest, which was their territory. And after many appeals, in 2021, the Ecuadorian Constitutional Court, which is their Supreme Court, clarified the law, saying mining is in violation of the rights of nature and therefore prohibited. It permits harm to biodiversity and species at high risk. All government authorized granted to mining companies are revoked. And that was their ruling. And these restrictions were noted as not limited to just protected national forest areas, but to nature in general. In late 2024, last year, the Ecuadorian courts specifically extended these rights to nature to the marine and coastal ecosystems, and that includes the Galapagos Islands. Now, in another case, not involving mining, in 2023, the Waorani people in Ecuador petitioned the courts about oil drilling in their homeland, and they won protection of 500,000 acres and disrupted oil auctions on 7 million acres of their land. Now, those rulings are being appealed, but as it stands now, it's illegal to have any kind of oil leases on Waorani land. The president of Ecuador, President Noboa, is trying to get the court-ordered consent requirements for native peoples to consent to these operations watered down so that he can promote oil auctions on $6 million of Waorani land. And so stay tuned. Brazil's President Lula is promoting offshore drilling almost 100 miles off the mouth of the Amazon River, because Brazil is the second largest producer of oil in the world, they're equal to Iraq. And he claims that we will follow all the necessary procedures to ensure no harm to nature, but we can't ignore the wealth beneath us and choose not to explore it, meaning exploit, because, he says then, especially because this wealth will provide funds for the much needed and long awaited energy transition. So proposing that using fossil fuels to hasten the end of the use of fossil fuels is kind of a non sequitur, but that's where we are. Thank you.
I don't know, Laura, if you received the copy of my video, but let me just share. Are you allowing for me to share or no?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, she's on mute, so. It says host is not allowing.
I'm going to try to fix that. Let's see, co-host. Okay. And now you should be able to share.
I
All right, let's see.
think you
Let's
need
see.
to stop sharing first, Lori.
What, Charlie?
I think you might have to. Oh, wait, there we go. Never mind.
So basically, when we were talking about panentheism, I think we can think a little bit more easily about God residing or the divine residing in us or fellow primates or even fellow mammals. If we get really excited about life, maybe we think maybe God resides in amphibians and reptiles too. Or when you get down and dirty, I mean, could God actually reside in the fungi and the roots of our trees? But when it comes right down to it, God resides in everything around us. And so for me, I wanted to show a little bit of video of one of my friends, one of my pals who went through life with me, who I feel very connected to this being. And I gave a little ritual when she was stolen from me, and then I had to say goodbye to her. See if we can get this to go here. Why aren't you? I'm not sure why it's not working. Any suggestions? Oh, nope. All right. Well, you can see my car here. For some reason, the video isn't playing. Right, there it is. This is the end of my poor little car here. Yay. Oh, I loved you so much. You did so much for me, took me so many places, and here you are. What an end. And I don't know if you were able to hear that, but I gave just a little ritual goodbye to my car, who was stolen from me and burned and thrown in a lot, as if it didn't mean anything. And yet this car for me harbors so many memories, and I'm so grateful for those molecules that were collected in my life that I got a chance to relate to. Even inanimate objects can have great meaning for us. And cars might be one of the more easy things for us to relate to because they travel through life with us. They take us to baseball games. They take us to gatherings where we meet with close friends and family. So, we want to just acknowledge that divine is in everything, even the mechanical things that we make and drive down the road. And so at this point, we do want to kind of move into our small group experience. We want to have an opportunity. Let's see if I can figure out how to get you all back here. Stop share. There we go. Get you all back on board so we're all together here. We do have some respect guidelines. Laura, I'll turn it over to you to issue out those guidelines for us.
Okay, before we go into breakout rooms, we like to go over our rules for working with each other. R, take responsibility for what you say and feel without blaming others. E, use empathetic listening. S, be sensitive to differences in communication styles. P, ponder what you hear and feel before you speak. E, examine your own assumptions and perceptions. C, keep confidentiality. T, trust ambiguity, because we are not here to debate who is right or who is wrong. And these rules are taken from Eric Law, Respectful Communication Guidelines. And I will break us up into 4 different groups of 3, hopefully. And the question that we will discuss, if we feel like it, or anything else we want to share, where have you found a sense of personhood to something in your life, not human? I keep coming up with the word sentience. Sentience is a very interesting word. We did not grant the idea of sentience to other animals. And I remember years ago, elephants, we learned that they mourn their lost ones. And this idea of sentience has been, more and more people are accepting it in more and more other entities besides just human animals. So I'll go ahead and break us into groups. Let's see, breakout rooms.
And you'll give us a warning when when our time is almost up? Thank you,
Yes.
Lord.
Yes.
Okay,
Can you put the question in the chat too, so we can remember?
Don't know if I can or not. Okay. Hello, Leo. Okay, we don't want to do that. Do that either. No, no, no.
We came back on our own.
Okay.
We
They'll be back in a minute.
I just came back.
Yeah. Okay, I think everybody's back. Yeah, it looks like everybody's back.
Thanks for the warning, Lori. I needed that.
Good. Do we want to take a few minutes to share with each other in large group setting anything that anybody talked about that they'd like to share with the rest of us? I would like to thank Leo for, I saw you eating your dinner during this, and we had a wonderful man named Roger who always had his supper and ate during our gathering. And he passed a month ago of a heart attack. And we absolutely loved Roger. And you reminded me of him, and I appreciate it.
Not that we're anticipating any kind of untimely demise, Leo, you understand.
But you reminded me of Roger, and I really liked that.
Central time, it is kind of a dinner time. Should I eat before or after? So, yeah.
Go right ahead and have your dinner at time. Right ahead.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
So perhaps Roger was with us as well.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think moving on, if I'm not mistaken, our next slide has to do with donation. And I do want to just mention that if you want to send us a check, we do accept checks. If you want to send digital donation, we accept digital donations. You can just go to cscommunities.org. And if you want to donate, feel free to do that. You can mention us if you like, or just donate in general. But we do have a number of programs that we support with your donations, and your donations go to a worthy place. All right, then. And next, Lori, I think you're next.
Yes. Okay. At this time, we're going to close out our gathering by blessing each and every one of us. So you may place your hands over your heart, and while still muted, repeat after me. The truth of my being is as radiant as a star.
The truth of my being is as radiant as a star.
The love within me is stronger than any other force in the universe.
The love within me is stronger than any other force in the universe.
I am a beloved blessing of the Creator.
I am a beloved blessing of the Creator.
Aho, blessed be.
Blessed be.
Now, go ahead and unmute yourself so that we can bless each other and be able to hear each other. Turn on gallery view if that's not what you have, and place one hand over your heart while extending your other out to bless everyone. And repeat after me. The truth of your being is as radiant as a star.
The truth of your being
is as radiant as a star.
The love within you is stronger than any other force in the universe.
The love
The
within
love within you
is
is stronger than
any
any
other
other force in the universe.
You are a beloved blessing of the Creator.
You are a beloved blessing of the Creator.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Now, you can take your candles. As we come to the end of our time together, take your candle and transfer the light to your heart, and also send it forth to bless all of those who need blessings. Now, extinguish the flame, even as our connection continues in spirit. That concludes our service for tonight, but we don't have to leave immediately. I have to figure out how to turn off the record.
Before you
There
all
you go.
go, I would like to invite you, please make sure that you are subscribed to the Creation Spirituality Communities newsletter.